Hi class, and welcome to lesson 3-2. Let's take a first look again, as always, at our learning targets. I can solve two-step addition and subtraction problems. That's going to come into play on the extra sheet of paper that I give you. But let's first focus on here. I can tell if my answer makes sense by using estimation and rounding. Those two go hand in hand, and we're going to look at how that happens here in this first example. So let's first read through our problem. Rosa makes an estimate for the addition problem below. And again, just so you know, you're on page 67. I'll try to, if the page is not easily seen, put that there for you. So pause and turn to page 67, and then we'll continue. She uses numbers that are close to the numbers in the problem, but are easier to use. And by easier, she's rounded these 322 to 320. She rounded 487 to 490. So she's added 49 plus 32 to get 81, and then she added that 0 back on there. So those numbers are easier to add in her head versus trying to add here 322 and 487 right away. So as I'm explaining Rosa's thinking, I'm seeing that she rounded 322 to 320, and she rounded 487 to 490. She added 49 plus 32. I know I could do 49 plus 1 would equal 50. And then this, instead of being 32, since I took that 1 from it, would be 31. So 50 plus 31. Let me erase that, make that a little bit more clear. Plus 31, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81. And then I add my 0 back on, so I had 810. So that makes sense to me, but again, now here in the next problem, it asks us to estimate in a different. So what close but easier numbers could you use? So when I first think about these numbers, I'm looking at 322, and I'm thinking if I tried to round that to the nearest 100, 322, I'd have 300, I'd have 400, in the middle I'd have 350, and 322 would fall about right here. So I know I'm going to round 322 to 300. Plus now I'm going to do 487, so I got another number line here, 400, 500, the number in the middle, 450. See how quickly we can do this to show how to round. So 487 would be about right there. So I can see that 487 is much closer to 500. So I have 300 plus 500. And now quickly in my head I can do 500 and add 300 to it. 500, 600, 700, 800. 800. Now this is helpful for when trying to solve and check to see if your answer is reasonable, because I know, like, if I look at 322 plus 487, my exact answer would be 809. So I know that my estimation of 800 and 810 would be close to 809. So I know that my answer of 809 would be reasonable. So take some time to continue that thinking out on your page and make sure your work looks like mine, and I'll give you a few minutes to solve the problem for today's lesson. Now, if you would look to this page, this is the separate page that I've handed out to you. I want you to point out that today's lesson is a 2-day lesson. So you're going to first be working and solving the problems on page for lesson 3-2 on the front, and this is on the back. You're going to solve this problem first today, and then just like we did last time, you're going to submit in Seesaw, get some feedback from your classmates, and then make your work better tomorrow. So if we look here, Anne and her friend are walking home from school. Anne shows her friend this homework problem and her answer. Name Anne. The art club has $100 to spend on materials. They bought watercolor paints for $38 and brushes for $19. How much money does the club have left over? What you're supposed to do is, here marked out in problem 1, suppose that you are Anne's friend and that you do not have a pencil or a calculator with you. In your head, make an estimate for how much money the club has left over. Write your answers on the next page. So again, on the back side, write your estimate for how much money the club has left over. What it doesn't say to do is I want you to include a number model. So I want you to include a number model for problem 2 for what your estimate was. So just like we did in the last problems, round, round, and then make your estimate. Now for problem 3, it says, use your estimate to decide whether Anne's answer is reasonable. Is Anne's answer reasonable? Remember, her answer is right there. And then finally, 4, show your thinking and how you used an estimate in the thought bubble below. So here's where you're going to show your thinking, again, using pictures, words, keys, number models, and to explain what you're thinking. When you're finished, you're going to stop, solve all the problems, and 2, submit page 2, the back page, this page here with the thought bubble and seesaw. And step 3 would be to give feedback to your classmates. Remember to compliment, critique, and then compliment. To give excellent, specific feedback. You guys rock. I'm looking forward to seeing your awesome work. Signing out.